behind Hollywood's most iconic leading men lies a shocking secret. For nearly a century, male stars have been quietly going under the knife, while women get crucified for every cosmetic tweak. From Clark Gable's fake teeth that charmed millions to Tom Cruise's mysterious ageless face, these 10 transformations will shatter everything you thought you knew about your favorite heartthrobs. Hit that like button if you're ready for the truth, and don't forget to subscribe because we're exposing Hollywood's biggest secrets that they never wanted you to know. Clark Gable, the King's Royal Reconstruction. The perfect masculine icon was actually MGM's greatest illusion. When Clark Gable arrived in Hollywood, studio executives immediately spotted 2 glaring flaws: protruding ears and a mouth full of rotting teeth that would make audiences cringe. In 1932, Gable underwent ear-pinning surgery without general anesthesia, a brutal procedure that pulled his ears closer to his head. But the real transformation came when MGM extracted nearly all his natural teeth, replacing them with high-end dentures that gave him that confident, charming smile. This careful reconstruction turned a rough-looking newcomer into the King of Hollywood, setting the precedent for studio-backed cosmetic enhancement. His contracts even forbade discussing the procedures publicly, establishing the industry's culture of secrecy around male enhancement that persists today. Cary Grant, the art of subtle perfection. The epitome of screen elegance was a carefully manufactured masterpiece. Cary Grant's transformation from boyish Archibald Leach to Hollywood sophisticate began with extensive dental work in 1932, creating the perfect smile Paramount demanded for their rising A-list star. Even in his 50s, Grant continued playing romantic leads opposite younger actresses. Around 1957, he underwent upper eyelid surgery to correct drooping that made him look tired on camera. Alfred Hitchcock, who directed Grant multiple times, hinted at his refreshed appearance, but maintained the industry's unspoken rule about male cosmetic procedures. Grant's approach was like maintaining a luxury car: precise, subtle, and always aimed at becoming the best version of himself. His timeless image seemed effortless, but was actually the result of strategic enhancements that never compromised his natural charisma or expressions. Dean Martin, cool perfection behind the curtain. The King of Cool wasn't born with that perfect nose. Dean Martin's signature smooth appeal was enhanced by a clever rhinoplasty around 1953, just as his career with Jerry Lewis was taking off, reshaping his higher, rougher nose bridge into the refined profile that became his trademark. As he entered his 50s, Martin continued subtle enhancements, including a lower facelift to improve his jawline and eye procedures to reduce drooping lids that made him appear tired on camera. His Rat Pack buddy Sammy Davis Jr. humorously called these changes an open secret in the industry. Unlike some contemporaries who went overboard, Martin's approach was masterfully restrained, maintaining his nonchalant charm while meeting Hollywood's strict aesthetic standards. His transformation marked a turning point when male plastic surgery began gaining acceptance as a career necessity rather than vanity. Kirk Douglas, the honest pioneer. At 60, he did what others wouldn't dare. He told the truth. Kirk Douglas broke Hollywood's code of silence in 1988, candidly admitting, "Everybody does it, I'm just more honest than most of them," becoming the first major male star to openly discuss his cosmetic procedures. Starting around 1975, Douglas underwent a subtle facelift that improved his jawline while preserving his expressive intensity. Over the following decades, he continued with brow lifts and eyelid procedures, though later surgeries became more obvious, demonstrating both the evolution and limitations of cosmetic techniques. His son, Michael Douglas, has alluded to his father's proactive approach to image maintenance, viewing it as using every available tool to protect his career. Douglas's honesty helped normalize male enhancement discussions and dispelled long-standing stereotypes, paving the way for today's more open approach to cosmetic procedures among male celebrities. Sylvester Stallone, the transparent transformer. From medical necessity to career strategy, Stallone rewrote the rules of male enhancement. Born with facial paralysis and later injured on set, Stallone's cosmetic journey began as medical correction but evolved into Hollywood's most honest transformation story. Starting in the 1980s during his Rocky and Rambo peak, Stallone underwent procedures to soften his overly rugged features, including jawline and hairline adjustments. In a groundbreaking 1992 Vanity Fair interview, he declared, "I've had plastic surgery. I feel like a car that needs a tune-up." By 2008, he was even more direct. "I admit it, why not? At my age, doing action movies, you have to look good." His openness revolutionized Hollywood's approach, transforming cosmetic enhancement from a shameful secret into an accepted professional tool. Stallone's candidness paved the way for today's generation of actors who view aesthetic maintenance as simply part of their job. Robert Redford, the master of subtlety. His diplomatic, "I don't see a problem with it," concealed decades of sophisticated procedures. When pressed about his ageless appearance, Redford neither confirmed nor denied anything, maintaining Hollywood's most elegant cosmetic mystery while clearly benefiting from strategic enhancements. Starting in the mid-1980s as he approached 50, Redford reportedly began with lower eyelid improvements to address emerging bags and maintain his piercing gaze. By the early 1990s, he'd added conservative jawline work that tightened his face while preserving natural expression. His makeup artist Leonard Engelman hinted at these treatments, noting Redford knew his face better than most cinematographers. What set Redford apart was his phased approach, gentle, periodic interventions rather than dramatic overhauls. As he transitioned from leading man to respected director, his appearance evolved gracefully, allowing natural aging while maintaining his distinctive features. This measured strategy has become the gold standard for male celebrity enhancement. John Travolta, the shape-shifting survivor. Few careers have seen as many dramatic reincarnations, and neither has any face. Travolta's appearance journey mirrors his professional ups and downs, from 1970s heartthrob to 1990s comeback king, adapting his look to match each career phase with remarkable flexibility. His first intervention addressed a receding hairline around 1980, but by his Pulp Fiction comeback in 1994, he'd embraced his natural baldness, bringing maturity to Vincent Vega. The early 2000s marked his most dramatic transformation. Thicker hairline, lifted features, and sharper jawline suggested extensive work. By the 2010s, he was using a combination of hair systems, high-end wigs, and possibly cosmetic tattoos. What's remarkable is Travolta's selective transparency, sharing bald moments on social media while maintaining polished public appearances. His approach reflects modern male celebrity image management, flexible, practical, and intelligent, acknowledging aging realities while maintaining professional control. Tom Cruise, the eternal enigma. His consistent denials can't explain away 4 decades of impossibly perfect aging. Despite repeatedly claiming good genes and healthy living, subtle but noticeable changes throughout Cruise's career have fueled endless speculation about his youthful maintenance secrets. His early career transformation was obvious. Uneven, discolored teeth became a perfect smile by Top Gun, 1986, likely through veneers. His nose appeared slimmer in later films, suggesting conservative rhinoplasty that retained masculine features. Entering his 40s, Cruise maintained remarkable youthfulness, leading experts like dermatologist Patricia Wexler to believe non-invasive procedures like Botox or fillers were used. In the 2010s, his face appeared notably fuller, sparking speculation about fat transfers. The contrast between visible changes and adamant denials reflects Hollywood's ongoing tension. Male celebrities benefit from enhancement while maintaining the fiction of natural perfection. Cruise's masterful image management, whether genetic or surgical, remains the industry's greatest mystery. Simon Cowell, the public transformation. From dismissive judge to cosmetic surgery poster boy, Cowell's journey became everyone's business. Initially indifferent to Hollywood glamour, Simon Cowell's transformation into one of entertainment's most obvious cosmetic surgery examples happened entirely in the public eye. Starting around 2008, subtle Botox signs emerged. Cowell casually admitted to injections, commenting, "Every guy I know has one now," reflecting changing male attitudes toward aesthetic maintenance. As procedures became more obvious, eyelid surgery, facelifts, neck lifts, Cowell remained refreshingly honest. By 2019, he openly discussed his treatments, including fillers, and continued Botox use. However, by 2022, even he admitted going too far, saying he no longer recognized himself in old photos. Cowell's journey illustrates both the normalization of male cosmetic enhancement and the importance of knowing when to stop. His frankness contributed to breaking down stigmas while highlighting the need for moderation in aesthetic pursuits. Mickey Rourke, the cautionary tale. From 1980s heartthrob to Hollywood's most dramatic transformation, a face that tells a brutal story. Mickey Rourke's journey from charismatic leading man in films like 912 Weeks to an almost unrecognizable figure represents cosmetic surgery's most extreme consequences. Rourke's problems began when he left acting for boxing in the early 1990s, suffering serious facial injuries including broken nose and cheekbones between 1991–1994. Multiple reconstructive surgeries followed, but by his own admission, he chose the wrong surgeons. Continued procedures in the late 1990s and 2000s aimed to correct previous work, but resulted in increasingly unnatural changes. Unlike most celebrities who hide their procedures, Rourke has been remarkably candid about his mistakes. "My face tells a story," he once said. "It's not always pretty, but it's real." His openness about the consequences serves as a powerful reminder that cosmetic enhancement, especially extensive procedures, can have unpredictable and irreversible results. Hollywood's cosmetic surgery landscape reveals a fascinating cultural contradiction. For decades, male stars benefited from a remarkable blind spot. Their transformations were attributed to good genes, while women faced intense scrutiny for similar changes. This unfair double standard allowed men like Clark Gable and Cary to undergo extensive reconstructions in complete secrecy, their contracts literally forbidding any discussion of procedures. However, pioneers like Kirk and Sylvester Stallone began changing this narrative, transforming cosmetic enhancement from shameful secret to accepted professional tool. Today's stars like Simon Cowell represent a new era of transparency, though cautionary tales like Mickey Rourke remind us that honesty must be paired with wisdom. As society evolves, the most important lesson isn't whether celebrities change their appearance, but how they choose to do so, knowingly, responsibly, and without losing their authentic selves in the pursuit of perfection.